Welcome everybody to I Bloom. My name is Mari, and I just want to start this off by saying I am not an expert. I am not an expert, but I do feel like my experience and my perspective and my opinion is valuable. I feel like all of our opinions and perspectives are valuable, and we can all learn from each other. And so that is the reason why I created my channel I Bloom, is to just share my experience and share my opinion. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into this video. And in this video, I wanted to talk about stagnation, procrastination, and depression. And honestly, all of that shit has been eating me alive. It's been eating me alive. I have been in this terrible loop of stagnation and procrastination for just forever. It feels like forever. And it is crazy because it's like I am getting to the point where it's like I am full-blown aware of my stagnation, my procrastinating tendencies, and it's really aggravating me. I'm really being aggravated by my own self, and that's crazy, right? But it's like that's just where I'm at. It's like I have this laundry list of to-do, things and all the things that I want to do and stuff like that. But it's like I'm just constantly finding myself in just this loop of like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it then. It's always, I'll do it in the future. It's always, not right now. And it's like, I would give myself so many excuses like, okay, well, I just have too much on my plate, or, I'm just too busy because, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4 little boys. And, that in itself is a lot. Being a stay-at-home mom, I mean, yes, you're busy. Yes, you have a lot on your plate. But I feel I'm starting to realize that, baby, when you want to get something done, honey, you gonna get it done if it's important to you. And so it's like, what I have had to kind of come to terms with and face is that what the hell is important to me? Like, what is important to me? Because it's like some of the things that's on my to-do list or my long laundry list of things I got to do, a lot of those are important, or they should be. They should be viewed as like important, like the no-brainer type of things. But it's like I keep finding myself just wanting to push it off and just wanting to not do anything, not do any of it. And so it's been madness. But a few things that I have kind of been realizing and coming to terms with is that there are a few reasons why I am in this loop. Okay. First one is being a perfectionist. I am a Virgo rising sign, right? So anybody who's into astrology, you already know Virgo's organization. Okay, period. That's all I gotta say. Organization, just planning, schedules, planner, stuff like that. So I can feel the energy in me of just wanting to plan the shit out of everything, like wanting to just plan every aspect of things until it's like perfect. And I'm like, that's like the issue, is that I'm trying to make everything perfect. I'm trying to wait till the perfect time. I'm trying to wait till the perfect situation, the perfect setup, the perfect environment to do some of these things. And it's like that shit, like that's impossible. It's impossible to try to do everything at the perfect time or the right time, because there's no such thing. Like, what is the perfect time? Perfection is not a real, like, tangible thing. And so it's like, when will perfect when will perfection be achieved? Like when is it going to happen? Because, at this point, I'm like not getting anything done. So it's like, okay, well, when, like, at what point does perfection start to come into play? Is what I keep having to like ask myself. That's why I'm like realizing, like, damn, like I need to be a little bit more flexible and easygoing when it comes to the things that I want to do, because it's like I can't keep trying to search for perfection and trying to make everything like fit in this perfect like bubble. Because I think for me, I'm the type of person that is like, if I do something, then I want to get it done right. I want to do it in its completion. I want it to be perfect. But it's like that shit's gonna eat you alive. Okay, it's been eating me alive. Quit searching for perfection. It's not real. It doesn't exist, and it will keep you in a loop of just trying to keep on creating perfection when you can't do that. So another thing that I've kind of realized has been keeping me in this stagnation, procrastination loop is lack of planning. And I know that's like, what? Like a planning? You just said, that you try to plan everything. And it's like, yeah, I do try to plan everything. But at the same time, when I do try to let go of that, like, planner obsession, then I fall into, okay, well, now I'm just doing shit. Like, now I'm just like haphazardly going about life, just, randomly, like, oh, okay, let me just do this right now. And that doesn't work either. That doesn't work either. Like, you can't just wake up and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to do this and this and that. Especially if you have a family, especially if you have children. Like, I'm realizing that, life really has to kind of go in more of a flow method and not like a strict, like, like a strict, boom, 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 boom type of situation. It has to be very like flow, very like balance, because like I said, you can't try to be perfect, but you also need to have some sort of flow to your life and some sort of just idea of where you want to go, so that things can fall into place and things can flow into place. Is better than fall into place. So things can flow into place. You have to kind of have that flow. And so it's like the third thing that I'm realizing that I need to work on, or that I'm just realizing about myself, is like there has to be a balance between all of the things that I'm thinking and saying that I want to do versus what is actually important and what actually matters. What do I actually need to do today, tomorrow, next week? Like, what is important? And I feel like that is something that I have been like trying to really figure out. Like I said in the beginning, in the beginning of the video, I'm like, what the hell is important to me? Because it's like, when you really want to do something, you're going to get it done. And so it's like I'm having to like reprioritize my whole entire life, because I'm like, damn, what the hell am I doing? Like, I really have to ask myself that sometimes, like, what am I doing with my life? Where is it going? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And so it's like, it's been crazy. Like, I'm going to be turning 25 this year. But I don't feel like that. I don't feel like a 25-year-old. I don't feel like an adult. I don't feel like a grown-up. And that's weird, because it's like I'm 25 with 4 kids. What's going on? But it's like at the same time, I'm like, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with just kind of being, I guess, in this figuring it out phase. Because I feel like the whole like healing and like spiritual journey is really just kind of refiguring out life. And so that's why it's like, I'm okay with it. I made this video just to talk, just to chat about it, just to get it out there, because I know that I feel like a lot of people kind of go through this kind of point in their life where they're just kind of like, what am I doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? And so I feel like it's okay to be at that point. Like, don't feel bad about it. And that kind of that's bringing me into the other part of this video that I wanted to talk about, which was depression. I feel like a lot of people are feeling depressed or going through depression based off of the first two things that I was saying, as far as procrastinating and being stagnant. Those, like, all three of these words, procrastinating, stagnation, depression, I feel like all go hand in hand. Like, you become depressed when you are not moving, aka stagnant. Like, when you aren't actively going for your goals and the things that you want to do, I don't care how big or small it is. Like, when you're not actively trying to achieve, then you're going to start to feel stagnant, especially when you have, this shit in your face all the time that's like makes it feel like your life isn't really worth it, or or it isn't as fun or as special or as popping as the next person. And it's so easy to compare yourself and feel like just to feel bad. And so I was just kind of thinking to myself the other day, like, depression, I mean, of course there's like a million different, not a million, but there's different reasons why a person becomes depressed. I'm specifically talking about becoming depressed due to stagnating ways, stagnant ways, and procrastination. You really have to kind of get out of your head, I feel like, when you get into that, because like I was saying, it is a loop, and it's like something that you kind of just, you get into it, and then now you're like trying to move forward, but you're like in this loop, so you're not really getting anywhere. So you're just kind of in a loop, going and going and going and going and going, but you're not really getting anywhere. And so, yeah, like with today's society, with social media, I just feel like so many people are falling into that loop, because like it literally is a loop. Like, when you're just sitting and you're procrastinating, 9 times out of 10 you're on social media too much. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That just came to me. Like, you're just in this like mental loop of just looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking, and it's like your energy is being scattered amongst all these different like things that you're looking at and you're like consuming, but it's like you're not really going anywhere. So it's like you spent like 30 minutes going to somebody's vacation, going to somebody's wedding, looking at somebody's baby, looking at somebody get into a fight, looking at somebody that just died. Like, you're just all over the place energetically, because you just consume like 30 different things in 30 minutes. And so it's like, just when you make a habit of that, I feel like your mind becomes scrambled like that. And your mind kind of starts to get into that habit of fixating on everything around you, if that makes sense. Like, you're just kind of looking at everything else that everybody else is doing. You're analyzing everybody else, and you're looking at everybody else, and you're just kind of like in this mental loop of just, what is this person doing? What is that person doing? It's like your focus is scattered. It's scattered because you're teaching your mind to take on like so much at once. And so, that was kind of like a little sidetrack to what I was originally saying, but I do feel like that is valid as well. I know it's valid as well, and that's another video, but the main things that I wanted to focus on in this video is why you may be feeling depressed, and hopefully some ways that you can kind of address it and look into yourself and try to figure out, what's really going on with you. Take some time to just think about, like, what are your habits and what is going on with your life. Are you scrolling too much? Are you trying to be a perfectionist? Are you, just kind of haphazardly going about life? whatever it may be, just take some time to think about it, process it, and then go from there.